What up, guys? Colton, Lindsay here with WGR Live, coming at you with my Facebook live stream. Going to be having on my good friend, Mr. Torre Worldwide today. Let me get him on. And as you're hopping on, make sure that you're putting where you're from. I'd love to be able to know where the viewers are coming in from. Also, while he's hopping on, I'm going to add a few more invitations out to my Facebook friendship. Oh, Amanda Schleniger popping in, the Schlegeniganator. Top realtor extraordinaire in Utah, the state of Utah. I almost called Utah County. Cool, we got Al Torre on there. We're going to invite to the scam. I love this subject, the scam of student motherfucking loans, dude. You know, the more I learn about student loans, you know who's getting fucked the most? It's the taxpayers. It's you hardworking people. Here we go.
Yeah.
Torre.
Dude,
Man. Do me a favor, guys, hopping on, hit that share button and give some reactions to Al Torre, Mr. Worldwide, if he's looking fresh today, because he's definitely dressed up compared to me.
Man, I'm getting a listing from somewhere today, man.
You're getting what?
I'm getting a listing from somewhere today, man. From somewhere.
So if you're in the southern peninsula of Florida, near Boca Raton, and I could be wrong with saying southern peninsula, but if you're in Florida, call this guy, Al Torre Worldwide. And if you're in Utah, call Colton, Lindsay, the WGR sales team. Cool. Al, what's up, my man?
Dude, man, all good, man. Just
do me a favor,
on the call.
Al, do me a favor. Ask these folks to click the like button and share the stream now. Ask them to do that.
Okay, real quick. So my good friend Giancarlo is here, so he's awesome. I know he's going to share the stream, and then he's going to tag a friend as well. He's a pretty cool dude. He's actually down here in our market. Then you got Ronnie, our big Ronnie from the big with D. Is that right? D from the big D.
Ronnie from the big D with the big D.
And he's going to share it. Hey, listen, guys, I'll tell you what I'm going to do today. I'm going to do something a little bit different. See what I got. Actually, if you share the stream, I will send you the link, full link of my full voicemail, list of voicemails that I use to generate leads and sales.
Ooh,
so for free.
For free.
And it's a $97 value. We'll do it for free today. If you share the stream, I will send you that.
What?
$97 value.
What? If you're a realtor, I'll throw one in too. I'll send you my customer process checklist training that I do, $97 value. I'll throw that one too if you share it. You have to, once you share it, send me a message or I'll forget. So send me a message. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
David just shared. Thanks, David. I appreciate it. David's a cool dude. He's here in Florida.
We got 21 minutes, okay, Al, 21 minutes to tap on this subject because I got to hop on a phone call with my friend David, over at Mojo. So I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah,
he runs the show over at Mojo. He's going to do, he wants me to write some content possibly for him. So got to chat with him. So let's get this wrapped out. Student loans. You had student loans, right? And I think yours were actually minimal from what I heard compared to other people. But just so you guys know, Al Torre is a retired pharmacist, right? Left that industry because it was just whacking him out. Yep. And you spent a lot of money on school just for that. How much was it?
I spent, I think, about $45,000. At that time, it wasn't much, man, because nowadays I think it's like $150,000. So altogether, I spent, and I want to say invested, so I don't feel so bad. I would say $50,000 at University of Florida to get my degree. And yeah, man, but that was a graduate degree. So that was not a bachelor. That's actually just all together with a graduate degree. I probably about $50,000. So
that was actually pretty inexpensive, $50,000, right?
Yeah, I mean, dude, it was like $168 a credit or something like that,
Yeah, dude, I spent like maybe $30,000, and I got a bachelor's degree. Wasted my money, quite honestly. But I never got student loans. Did you ever get student loans?
I did, actually. For grad school, that's the only way to do it. You can't do grad school with scholarships.
Cool. So tell us a little bit about the structure of a student loan and how it was set up for you and actually how it's evolved. We'll talk about how it's evolved and changed since then too. And it's just really trapping a lot of people right now.
Yeah. So, dude, I mean, the way I did it at the time, it was through Sally Mae. I think they're the same people doing it now. And you apply, you put the application online, and based on your student credits and the amount it takes to live wherever you're going to school. By the way, guys, please share the stream. I'm going to pour some great value here about this. and this will be very helpful. But, share the stream, invite a friend, tag a friend. But, back in I would say, look, man, I graduated in 2005 from graduate school. And the thing is, look, you applied to Sallie Mae, you get your loan, and then they give you an additional amount of loan for living expenses. And then I actually didn't need that. So what I would do, I would use that amount to go travel to Europe, Italy, and all that. Did you tag me? Hold on, let me share this.
Yeah, I tagged you, my man. You're tagged, Torre. I got froze for a second. Someone just got to call me. So one thing that's important to understand about Sallie Mae, they pretty much insure the student loans. You cannot go bankrupt on student loans, right? That's number one interesting fact about student loans. So let's say you're in a terrible financial situation, you cannot wipe those out. You're going to have to pay those back as far as payment, right? Here's what's interesting about student loans, okay? People are getting these student loans. Some of them, and what's crazy is they have deferred payments while you're still in school, right? So they defer the payments, but they're still accruing interest. Is that right? So the interest is still accruing, even though you're not making payments to pay down principal, right? And
but hold on. You know what? That's a good point. There's two types of loans, though. There's subsidized and there's unsubsidized loans.
Okay.
So you're correct when it's unsubsidized, but when it's a subsidized loan, then there's no interest accruing during that time. And typically it's 70-30 usually how it worked out for me on the subsidized and unsubsidized, 70-30. Yeah.
So Vaughn that works on my sales team, he runs our administration department, director of operations. He went to school with health and nutrition, 4-year degree at the University of Utah, right? I think when he came to work with us, he still had and he's 27 now. He's been graduated for 4 or 5, maybe 6 years. Still has about $27,000 left in student loans that he's paying, right? But check this out. And I don't remember his exact payment. It's like $100 or $200 a month. He agreed to make for the next 10 years, okay? And do the math. $200 times 12 is $2,400, right? He's not even doing that because that would be $24,000. He's doing $100 a month. Yeah, that's what it is. $100 a month for the next 12 months is $1,200. You times that by 10, it's about 12 grand that he'll end up paying back. After 10 years, his loan is forgiven. So where does that additional $15,000 go?
Dude, that's a good question.
Sallie Mae is no different than FHA or something like that. That HUD,
Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, yeah.
You know what I mean? So now we as taxpayers pay for that. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
My wife just had a friend of hers, and I can't even remember who it was, but she said that her husband still has like close to $200,000 or some crazy number on student loans. He was like an attorney or doctor. I don't know what the hell he does, right? It's $200K. He made a deal where he makes monthly payments. I don't know the dollar amount, but it's for like the next 40 years or some ridiculous number like that. It will. Even with that, the amount he'll pay won't pay it off at the end of it. Then the loan is forgiven. I understand where this money's going. Like, this blows my mind right now. Where's this money disappearing to? And who's paying for it?
Well, I mean, look, let's go back. Like, where did that come from? Like, the college loans and all that, like, what 100 years ago? I don't know. I mean,
think about this. So you graduate with, and I've met plenty of attorneys graduate with, say, $100,000 in debt, and then they go get a job, excuse me, not even working in the field that they went to school for, okay? So now, and they're not even getting incomes that can actually pay these loans back ever. So what's the point? I think Grant Cardone talked about this. I've heard several influencers talking about the fact that attorneys are going to be kind of a thing of the past. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's something that I could see happening.
Or at least highly diminished. You're going to have, I think you're always going to have some world-class attorneys there for sure, right?
Yeah, I got frozen there. Somebody was calling. I think with the internet, I think it could be a thing of the past. I mean, these guys are coming out of school with $200,000 loans, right? I mean, how many cases? How many cases do they need? How many cases? How many DUIs do they need to go and be in front of a judge for to pay for $150,000? It's going to be a lot of those. Right?
Not to say attorneys can't go out there and crush it, because they can. They can go make an awesome business and really make a lot of money. But most people don't. It's just like real estate agents. You know what I mean? 10% of the people, the realtors in my market, do 90% of the business.
Hey, dude, I wanted to go to law school, and I love legal stuff. I still read John Grisham's books. I mean, I love all that stuff. But you know, the truth is, I think law school teaches you how to think. So on that aspect, I think it's worth the money. If you come out of the
expensive way to learn how to think.
Well, I mean, if you got to get any degree, that's a good one.
So let's pretend we're not talking about attorneys or doctors or specialized degrees for a second. Let's talk about the majority of who's going to college today and what they're studying. You know, you got your generals, and then you pick out kind of a major, right? Most people, I've heard this, and it cringes. Like, I'm not sure why I'm going, but I'm just trying some stuff on, right? Like, what do you think's happening to those folks? That they're getting that $50,000 in debt, $50,000 at a community college or a community university, right? And now they're going into a job, say communications or marketing. And like when I was offering a position I just filled for college degrees, they were stoked to get starting wages that I'm you know what I mean, under 36 grand a year. It's like, okay, now you go get a job with 36 grand a year and you've got 40K in debt. Like, how do you ever get in front of that if you're these people?
You can't.
Right? You can't do it. So why do it?
Because it's a mindset thing. It's actually like program in our heads that we need to do that. Growing up, I think. Who
programs it?
I think our parents.
Parents? I know my mom did. I love her to death, but she gave me the heat about going to school, right? Yeah. Only reason I went to school was because she gave me the heat. Yeah. But think about public school system. That's all they teach you. They don't teach you how to manage your finances, but they teach you, you know, get ready to fill out your college applications, right? They don't teach you about health, but they teach you how to
finance. They don't teach you how to, you know, manage your money for sure. Yep. They don't teach you how to create. One thing I have a problem with the way college is taught is that, and this is the problem I had, and with my degree, is that it was so specialized that I really had no way of adding any more industry to myself. I was like, just like in a cage, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So the problem with school is that they don't give you like different industries or different things to teach you so that you have other industries within you that you can go, look, that's why I like sales. I mean, I think sales is like, look, it's looked upon like it's bad, but you know, the bottom line is we're all doing sales all day long. Yeah. And so
you better learn how to sell. Like if you want to, you got to sell yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Real quick, Michael Miller said, much better to figure out what you're passionate about than figure out a way to monetize it. You'll get further ahead in life. Totally agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Al Torre doesn't like to be caged.
No, Anthony's right, man. What's up?
So let's hear from our viewers, whether live or recorded, whether it's on the podcast or on the YouTube recorded. In the comments below, put yes if you agree college is still the thing to do for the younger millennials and for people to get ahead in their financial careers, or put no if you think it's actually holding people back. And I'd love to hear why on either side. So put that below. And I think it's really, really important. You guys know both me and Al are college graduates. Al has gone beyond what I've done. I've got a bachelor's and he went on into graduate school, right? And quite honestly, like, I don't see the purpose unless you want to be like a doctor or a brain surgeon or something really specialized. Right?
And even then, you better like learn life skills that you're not learning while you're in school, because they're not teaching you a lot of other stuff.
Yeah,
I know plenty of doctors that are like poor. Like I'm talking like no money.
You think doctors are rich, and they're not rich because they can't manage their freaking money. They weren't taught. Right. They don't know how to run.
So you're not taught that. You're not taught how to run a business. You're not taught. And sorry to interrupt you, man, but you're not taught how to run a business. You're not taught how to create a business. You're not taught how to go out there and find business. You're not taught how to manage a business, how to scale your business up. You're not taught all these things, and yet you know how to operate on a patient, right? And the owner of the hospital is an entrepreneur, is really not a doctor himself, right? So
look at all these no's. Ronnie, no. Connor, no. College is a terrible path for business people. Yeah, do not go to college and go get a freaking MBA. That's your worst fucking investment you can make. Those little bitches that are up there teaching you, they haven't even ran a successful business, right? And you know, so I just hired our content creator and our social media director. And the one gal, she actually went to college, but it was like 20 years ago, right? And she's awesome what she does. But the other kid that I hired is 18. he answered like what I was looking for. He's like, I don't want to go to college. I want to go dive in and shoot content, what I'm stoked about. But I interviewed about, I don't know, 6 other people. I had 50 applicants. 90% of them were college graduates or about to graduate in marketing, and they're specializing social media marketing, right? What's crazy is they're learning social media from these instructors or these textbooks from people that have never actually done it, right? And then I asked Noah, he's who we hired. I said, who are the influencers you follow? Guess who he said?
The people that are doing it.
Grant Cardone, Ty Lopez, Tony Robbins, like the people that are doing it at a high level. So which makes more sense? Go and subscribing to these people that are doing it at a high level and then following them and learning from them, or going to some professor or instructor that's never even done it. And I asked this question. I said, what's your Instagram account? I looked at everyone's Instagram account. One guy said to me, who swore he was the best at Instagram, but he said he turned his Instagram off account because he didn't have time for it. What? And you want to freaking work for me, dude? Go back to college and work with the other idiots.
So that goes back to discipline. So he has no discipline to actually not go on Instagram, and that's the problem he had. It's really not the Instagram. It was a whole different problem, you know.
Jake Wilson said I majored in entrepreneurship.
That's my favorite major. Hey, you know what? Share the stream, Jake. I appreciate you guys for being on the stream.
Okay, I think Rich is on to something, and there was I think Connor said something. Connor said I only went to college because the pretty girls went to college, and Rich said I just missed doing the keg stands, but other than that,
college was fun.
College would be fun to experience, but you know what I would go back and change. So if you have kids that are young and considering college, or you're young and considering college, my recommendation is go travel Southeast Asia. Get a backpack and do some independent travel. You can do it way less than a college degree. You can have a shit ton of fun, and you will learn because you'll see a different perception. You'll see different patterns when you start to travel, right? There's patterns in every culture, every society. Once you can start to see a variety of patterns, all of a sudden your mind opens up to all these possibilities. It also opens up to, well, maybe the pattern you've been following isn't the pattern you want to follow to get the results you want to get.
Yeah. Hey, you know what, Colton? You reminded me of something. A lot of people have no issue paying $1,000 of credit to go get an MBA degree.
Yeah.
Okay, $1,000 of credit for, I don't know, 30 credit hours. That's like what, $30,000? But then they have a problem paying $997 or $2,000 for a program or $5,000 for a program. You're like, this makes no sense to me. I've learned more. I've invested, I think, at least $50,000 in myself since I got into this business. And I got more than the $50,000 I put into my initial degree. By the way, guys, please share the stream. I'm going to be offering a free my entire arsenal of voicemails that I use for free. Make sure you share the stream and send me a message. These are voicemails to make sales in real estate or non-real estate. So, but that's my point. Look, I had to invest a lot of money in myself to be able to do that. But people have a problem with that, right? They're like, oh, I can't put that money in there, or a mastermind group, you know, $2,000 a month, or you know, or things like that, right? People have a problem with it, right?
Why I used to ask the question, why do you think they don't? But I think that's the wrong question. So why is it important that people are? Why is it important that you are investing, you know, 50 grand in yourself? You pay nearly 10 grand a year for your mastermind. You probably pay close to 6 or 8 grand a year for your coaching. Right. I mean, there's 15 to 20 grand right there alone just in those.
Without the trips and
any traveling, that doesn't count any. Why would a person do that?
I mean, because I want to grow. I just want to keep growing. You know.
So you want to grow. I totally agree. By the way, I spent over 100 grand in personal development, financial management growth, real estate business growth, and I keep spending, and I keep putting 5 to 7% of my gross revenue away to keep spending. You know, just in a week and a half, I'm going to another accelerated NLP, neuro-linguistic programming course, right? Just to go learn more on the topic of the psychology patterns, of our communication patterns, of our language patterns. And I've already spent a lot of money. I'm going to keep spending money on it. So
yeah, but the return is huge, right?
Here's totally huge. Here's what I've learned. If I want to create something in my life, I've got to find someone that's already created it and go find out what they've done, rip it off, duplicate it, and do a little bit of a twist or remix with it, make it my own. Okay. So I tend to go find people that have done what I want to do, and it's not through college. I've never found someone do what I want to do through college. In fact, how many people dropped out of college and then went and did something huge.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. A lot of people.
Bob Leffler.
The list goes on.
Bob Leffler that works with being Fearless Agent, founder of Fearless Agent, high school dropout. He didn't go to college.
Yeah.
Made millions of dollars in real estate. Runs an amazing company today. Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg dropped out of Harvard, and yet then he went and did a commencement speech at Harvard. Not to say if I could go through Harvard, I probably would. That would be an epic adventure for sure.
Didn't Bill Gates drop out of college?
I think he did. I don't know. Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Put a dent in the
And
universe.
I'm not saying college. There's no value in college. Listen, man, I went to college. You went to college. We both got a degree.
Yeah.
You know, but like I have this argument with my wife. We talk about it with the kids. You know, and my take is this: if you're going to college to get a specialized degree, go for it. Make sure you become the best at it and go at it like 10x, and then it's a win-win. If not, just go learn something that you're passionate about and do it all day long, which is what I do and you do.
So real quick, because we got a couple more minutes left. If this content is something that you like, please give me a bunch of reactions if it's a topic you like. If you don't like it, give me some angry faces, because I want to make sure we're bringing content that people want to listen to. Michael Miller said this, and I want to hear your response to it. Problem is, most new agents are broke as a joke and can't afford the training program. What's your response to that? Because I think that's bullshit.
I think that's bullshit. Because here's the thing: when I signed up for a mastermind group, I remember it wasn't like I had like discretionary spending to throw out there like that, and I still did it.
You had no money when you joined the mastermind group.
I had zero for my education. I had zero. I had $100 in the account, and I said, you know what? I'm going and I'm doing it. And within 45 days, I was closing at least 20 grand. True story. Yep. Okay.
When I started Fearless Agent, I borrowed $1,000 from my sister. I had to borrow from my sister to get started.
Look,
best loan I ever got.
Grant Cardone talks about it. He says $3,000 is what he spent initially to go to a course to get him to where he's at today. $3,000. Now, if he had sat there, figure out whether $3,000 was a good amount to spend, and look, he would have never done it. I think the difference is, here's what it is. It's not that agents are broke and they can't afford the program. The problem is that they lack commitment. Because if they were committed to doing it, they would put the money, have faith in themselves, and get out there and produce at a high level, which is what we do. You know, so please share the stream.
I just heard Tony Robbins share this on one of his videos the other day, and he taught it in Date with Destiny. So number 1 is decide what it is. Number 2 is commit. Number 3, resolve that it's complete. It's done. It already is. It exists. And then the 4th thing is go. This is what kills every fear. Write this down. Put it in the comments. Share the stream because it's that important. Massive action is what suffocates every ounce of fear, doubt, and worry out of your life. Any insecurity or uncertainty will.
But hey.
Okay. We got to wrap up.
Oh yeah, we got to wrap up.
Al Torre. If you have buyers and sellers in Florida, get them to Al. Connect with Al. If you got buyers and sellers for Utah, get a hold of me, the WGR sales team. If you're a real estate agent that's ready to take their business to a next level, fearlessagent.com. There's a free 45-minute training video on there. You just got to opt in and get it. Cool. If you want to join an exclusive, you know how me and Al talk about this shit, deeper level on everything. Yeah. Spiritual, health, financial, business, marriage, relationships in the Real Estate Hustlers Mastermind. Connect with Al if you're interested in applying to get into our inner circle, our inner mastermind. Anything else you want to say?
Oh, we have 2 spots for that, and I'm excited for the next 2 members. You know, dude, no, man, I just want to say, just make sure you follow me on Facebook and subscribe to my channel. I'm dropping some great content this summer, and I'm focusing a lot on the voicemails aspect of sales. And that's it, guys.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I got to roll. We'll see ya.
Cool.